Unfortunately, I think that if you haven't groomed your folks in a way that there's not a huge disconnect between you and them, if you're up here and your next person is down here, they're not capable and they certainly don't see themselves in that role. So I think that become a truth seeker so everyone can plan accordingly.
Welcome to our Happy Rainmaker Video Series, where point one can make a difference. I'm really happy to be joined by Tracy Callahan today. She's the founder of Touchstone Legal Resources, and she's an advisor to women-owned law firms. Thanks for joining us today.
I've been so looking forward to this. Great to be with you.
So I want to jump right in. We are really fortunate to have you because Pillar 6 is create a legacy, and you do this all the time. You've told me in our conversations that people look at this too late sometimes. They wait until the end and maybe they should start earlier. Can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, I would just suggest that no matter what the future of your firm is going to look like, plan on bringing people up through the ranks with every meeting, with every discussion. Work really hard on your legacy to get the people in line, like a line of folks to take over when you're ready to step away. And I think that that is a mindset that can easily be incorporated into every meeting. And because I think that if people wait too long and the future of the firm is really reliant on assumptions rather than true progress of people being developed to actually take over leadership roles. I think that uh, there, if it's part of the culture, then there isn't the disconnect at the end, or there isn't the assumption that not everybody wants to take over your firm when you step away. And if you have people on your team and over the years you say, do you want to step up? Yes. Do you want to become the first chair litigator? Yes. But they're telling you that because you're their boss. They don't want to rock the boat. They like their job. They may or may not actually want it. They don't want to hurt your feelings. So I think when you're talking about the legacy, it needs to be more than conversations. It needs to be actual training, the actual mechanics, the actual taking folks out and having client meetings, doing what it takes for them to be competent first chairs, for them to really take over your role. And if you view legacy as a training tool rather than a bunch of conversations, then it's impossible to wait till the end. It's impossible to wait too long.
I often talk with lawyers who are planning on retiring who've never even had those conversations. They say to me, I don't know if the people at my firm want to take over. How come? Have you had? I never asked. And a lot of time has gone by. They never asked. So you're saying even if you ask, sometimes people aren't totally upfront with their answers.
Yes, I mean, there's a built-in filter. When you are somebody's boss, they do. I would love to be able to give truth serum. What do you really want? And that's part of what I do is I come in as a curious outsider and I have confidential one-on-one conversations. What do you really want? And I am told, like, I, I love supporting Liz. I love being the first lieutenant. But if Liz weren't here, I'd find another role where I could be the first lieutenant. I don't want that role. Or I've always wanted to be a judge. If this situation no longer exists, I want to take a run at that. But they're more likely to tell a curious stranger than they are their boss.
That makes a lot of sense. What do you do if you go into a firm and have these conversations and you are able to uncover that there is no one currently working at the firm who wants to take over? What is the next step for somebody in your position?
Well, I think it's the fibs that need to be avoided and not the truth. And so I think the whole idea is just to get the information on the table, and then you can sort through it. Some firms don't become second generation firms. As you know, Jen, many firms don't become second generation firms. And the fact that somebody doesn't have somebody who's going to take over what they've created, that can be soul crushing. But it's better to get that reality on the table so everyone can plan accordingly. I have never seen it be successful where a stranger came in, took over the top role, and the firm continued for more than a handful of years. I have just not seen that be successful. So unfortunately, I think that if you haven't groomed your folks in a way that there's not a huge disconnect between you and them, if you're up here and your next person is down here, they're not capable, and they certainly don't see themselves in that role. So I think that become a truth seeker so everyone can plan accordingly.
We really appreciate you being with us today.
Well, thanks for having me. This has been great.